Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So this is a very important video as we are going to discuss how the NATI CCL online exam is conducted, and I am also going to tell you some things which you should keep in mind. So let's begin this video. So first we'll go through the prerequisites that are required for this particular exam. The most important being Microsoft Teams. So either you can install it beforehand, okay, so that it might take time for you to download it on the day of the exam, okay. So my recommendation is to install it beforehand, or in case if you have not installed it, okay, there is also an option to just click on the link that you got in your email, and it will open in the browser and you can use the browser instead. So app is not required, but it's always good to have experience through the app. Second is no need of a registered account here to join the Teams meeting. You can just join as a guest and enter your name. That is enough. Okay, so this is the first prerequisite that we spoke about, which is Microsoft Teams. The second one being Notepad. This is a very important one because I'm going to tell you why. First of all, instead of using a notepad, try to use sheets if possible, because sheets give you the luxury that you can flip it instantly, or you can just move to the next sheet instead of flipping it. Okay. Also try to have longer notepad or sheets so that you can translate one complete dialogue using one sheet. Okay, so that supposedly if you are noting down some segment and then you realize that your sheet is over, or your notepad that particular page has been utilized, so you need to flip it. So that may distract you, or that may cut off some time. In order to avoid that, try to have a longer sheet where you can cover the entire dialogue in one sheet. Also be proactive in terms of flipping page. So supposedly like now you realize that you have used almost 70 to 80% of your page. Now instead of listening to the segments and then taking notes, just flip it beforehand and then carry on with your notes taking, rather than taking notes and then realizing suddenly that okay, now I need to take down but I don't have any space. So that will distract you, and it will also take a little bit of time. So the third prerequisite is the laptop and the earphone. You can use a laptop, or you can use a tablet, you can use even a mobile phone, whatever suits you can use that, and also an earphone or a headphone. So you can use any earphone or headphone that you are comfortable with, but try to use a good one, mostly noise reduction ones, because here if the sound is if the noise is reduced, okay, or it doesn't enter, then it becomes very easy for then your recording will be very effective. Also in terms of headphones, then keep your mic at a distance, okay, which is recommended even during the PT exam. I guess most of you might have already taken up the PT exam and cleared it, so you are well aware of what should be the mic position in terms of using a headphone. So keep that in mind, that there isn't any breathing sound, okay, that comes in your recording. The fourth prerequisite is another very important one, which is pen. So most people don't pay enough attention to this, but try to use the same pen which you did for practice, because the first point being you are already very comfortable with the grip, okay, and secondly you because you might be using the same pen, so your hands are already synced with that, and you will be able to take notes at a pace which is what you used to do during the practice dialogues. So this is also very important to avoid a little bit of stress that might build up during the exam. Then now we are done with the prerequisites. Now we'll enter into the procedure, how is it conducted. So try to be connected at least 5 minutes before the exam. Give yourself some time, so that if you are facing some network issues or some technical issues, you have some time to take care of that. So at least I would prefer 15 minutes, but even if you're there 5 minutes earlier, it's good enough. The second thing is, examiner will let you in either 1 or 2 minutes before the exam. Okay, so you will be there in the waiting room, but he will let you in only 1 or 2 minutes before the exam. Then the examiner will take 8 to 10 minutes to brief you about the exam and policies, and he will even ask you to confirm or to agree with all the policies, which you should. Okay, there are some policies which you may not find appropriate, but there is no point discussing it with the examiner. Okay, just agree to all of it and you should be fine. The next thing is, there will be a passport or identity check, and you have to show your identity document through the webcam, and the examiner will have a look at it and he will verify it with the one which you have submitted while filling the application form. Okay, so another check will be the room check. He will ask you to rotate your laptop, okay, so that he can ensure there are no cheating materials, because some people might even keep some notes handy which you are not allowed to do. So he will ask you to rotate your laptop to ensure that you do not have anything through which you can cheat. The second thing will also be a notepad check, which will be like to ensure that it is blank and nothing is written on it. Kindly make sure not to write anything. Okay, I would advise you to use sheets instead of notepad. Then he will also ask you to keep your webcam on all the time. Okay, one more thing, when you are joining, okay, through Microsoft Teams, it will ask you to allow access to your microphone and your camera. Please do that, because only when you do that, then the Microsoft Teams will be able to get access to it, and your camera and your microphone will be in place for the test. Also make sure that you are not in mute and your camera is switched on. Okay, so these are some of the precautions that you should take. Now, what will happen during the policy briefing? What exactly he is going to tell you? So he is going to tell you about repeat, that you are allowed one penalty free repeat per dialogue. Okay, and for taking a repeat, you can just say that, can you please repeat this segment? This is good enough. Any phrase which is respectful and conveys the message that what you intend to achieve from it is good enough. So you can just mention, can you please repeat this segment, or you can say repeat please, okay, anything that you like. Then coming to the correction, so here you can correct either part of the dialogue or the entire dialogue itself. When I say part of the dialogue, it can be a sentence, it can be a word. You might be translating and you said something wrong which you want to correct, so you can just say that, correction please, or I want to correct myself, or I would like to say that again. You can say any of these things. Okay, and also this is the policy briefing that will tell you, so just agree to everything that he says. Then there will be another policy which is about the 5-second policy. This is basically, he'll ask you to start translating within 5 seconds after the chime sound. Okay, if you don't, then the examiner will warn you twice, and from the third time onwards, the marks will be deducted accordingly. Mostly this is done to ensure that the test finishes within the 20 minutes that are allocated. And also it is clearly mentioned even in their website that you get 5 seconds, okay, within which you need to start translating. So make sure that this happens. Okay, do not have too much of delay, because it is going to impact your score. So for this also you just agree to it. The next one, he might tell you this, that regarding notes taking. Ideally, when it used to be conducted offline, when we used to go to any center and give the exam, so they would take the sheets of paper which you might use for taking notes. Ideally they would ask you to return it back, but here, since it is an online test, they cannot do that. So the examiner might brief you not to take longer notes, so you just agree to it. you might be a person who likes to take down everything. Okay, don't stress out, just agree to it, because eventually he won't check what notes are you taking. Okay, the reason why he might ask you not to take longer notes is that to avoid stretching the time limit, because if you keep on taking notes, it may happen that you do not start translating within 5 seconds after the chime sound, and the time of the test might extend. So to avoid this are just my assumptions. The second is people may circulate their notes to other people. So this is also very important reason why they might ask you not to take down all the notes or longer notes. Okay, because then you might circulate it to someone else and he might get the same dialogue, and eventually it is cheating. So now the exam will start. So the examiner switches off his or her camera. A window screen appears showing the progress bar of the dialogue and the timer. Before doing this, he is going to tell you that I'm going to start the exam, and once he does that, then you will see the progress bar of the dialogue and also the timer. Okay, and after you're done translating a segment, show a signal. I would prefer a thumbs up saying that okay, you are done translating a segment and he can now play the next segment. What are the different observations? So so the one very good observation is that the segments are of good length. Some people assume that the segments will only be shorter ones, but it is not the case. In the online exam, when I spoke to different people who took the exam, the segments are actually of very good length. Okay, so you should practice even longer segments, otherwise you will feel stressed during the exam and you might not be even ready for longer segments. So accent, some people ask about the accent. So accent is manageable, especially when you have already given the PT exam, so it is very similar to that, so it won't be a challenge for you. Third thing is content is not tough if you have practiced well. Okay, this is also one feedback that I've got from people who took the exam, that the content is relatively not tough. Okay, but provided that if you have practiced well. Okay, otherwise you might find it little difficult. And don't assume that there are going to be the standard 12 segments. Some people are getting 14, some people are even getting 16, some people are getting 12, so it can vary. Okay, don't assume that okay, it is only going to be 12. So now what are the suggestions from my side? Okay, for the first one is be ready for both shorter and longer segments. Even if a longer segment come, you should be ready for it. Okay, you should not be stressed out saying that okay, that during the practice you didn't try out the longer segment, so you are not very well prepared. Don't assume that case, just practice everything. Avoid looking at the screen every now and then. Okay, don't look at the screen every now and then, because it is going to distract you and it is going to make you nervous. Okay, when you should look at the screen, have a look after 10 segments to predict how much is still remaining. So by the progress bar of the dialogue, you will come to know that approximately how many segments are remaining, so you will have an idea. Avoid taking more than 2 repeats per dialogue. There is a very important criteria which the examiner or the evaluator will look into, is that how many repeats are you taking. You are allowed 1 repeat per dialogue, but if you're not able to cope up with some segments, you can even take more than that. You can take even 1 more, but I would recommend you to not to take more than 2. If in case you are struggling with the third segment and you feel like taking a repeat, don't take it. Just try to translate whatever you heard in your own language, and you should be good enough. Just believe that okay, you need to score 29 marks out of 45. That means you can lose 1/3 of the marks. So if we take the standard 12 segments, there can be 4 segments for which you did not even try to translate, and if you do the remaining 8, you will still score if I divided it equally among the segments, you will still score 30 marks. So but no one is going to make that blunder that they won't try out or they won't translate any of the segment. Of course you will do, so you will not lose all marks, but it may happen that Just because of doing the things perfectly, you may opt for more than 2 repeats, and that may backfire. So just make sure that you don't take more than 2 repeats. What are the common mistakes, or this is what the feedback that I got from people, and also it's my personal view that people usually get very nervous as it is a very short and fast paced exam. Just imagine you paying 40,000 rupees or 800 Australian dollars, and the exam is only of maximum 20 minutes. So that is too, it's a very short duration, and you are supposed to translate 2 dialogues. So it may happen that okay, when the test starts you are a little nervous. Just take a deep breath, okay, start translating. Once you are done with 2-3 segments, you will feel little comfortable. Okay, so don't let nervousness take the better of you. You will be nervous, that happens with most of the people. Just be calm, just keep yourself composed. Sometimes what I have also heard from people is that because of the nervousness, people translate the segment back in the same language instead of translating it in the other language. Okay, so even if this mistake happens, don't worry, just say that okay, I would like to correct myself, or I would like to say this particular segment again, and then just translate it, okay, in the other language. Okay, so this don't panic over there. So just remember that everyone makes mistakes. No matter how prepared you are bound to make mistakes. But the main key, or the key to clear the exam, is to overlook those mistakes. Don't keep it in your mind, or don't keep it in your head. Your head should be completely dedicated to translating the segment. Don't keep other things over there, and just try to give your best in every segment. Okay, just treat it as a test match. Like in a test match you have 5 days or 15 sessions. Okay, every day has got 3 sessions, so just treat this also as a 15 session test match. So the key is to play every session to the best of your abilities. So you have to do the same thing over here. You have to treat every segment equally important, and just forget about the mistakes that you are making, because if you tend to remember those, you won't be able to give your best. But if you forget those, then of course you will try to give your best in every segment that you try. Also, and another thing that is going to happen is that because it is a very fast paced exam, you don't get much time to think. Okay, so you might say or translate some words as it is. You practice it and you very well know what is the meaning or the translation in the other language, but because you are nervous and because you don't have much time, you bound to say it. You might say it in the same language, some words. Okay, don't try to overcorrect yourself, because then it will show that okay, you do not have fluency. It will, because correcting impacts your fluency. So even if you kept some words as it is still fine. Okay, they do not evaluate you so harshly, so it is still fine. Even I made those mistakes, but I ended up scoring more than 80. It's just that in the remaining segments I try to do my best. So okay, so these are some of the common mistakes which people make and how you can avoid it. I have told you that. So with this I am going to end this particular video. Thank you so much for watching this, and if you like the content that I put up in this video, kindly give a thumbs up, and also mention in the comment section what you liked about it, so that others might go through the comment section and it become useful for them and they will go through the video. Also subscribe to my channel, because I am putting up some very relevant content which is going to help you clear the exam. Also mention in the comment section what you want me to carry, or what you want me to upload in the coming videos. Okay, something particular if you have in mind, and you can suggest, and if it makes sense to me, I believe that okay, this can help people, I'll surely upload a video on that. Also kindly share this content with other people, so that the entire NATI community can benefit. It is all about helping each other. Like I am trying to help you via my channel, you can also help them by sharing the link of the channel or the videos. And also don't forget to press the bell icon, because I am uploading videos on a daily basis, so I don't want you to miss any of the uploads, because I am really trying to put up relevant content which is eventually going to help you in your exam. Okay, so guys, this is the end of it. Have a nice day. Bye bye.